What if I told you there's one road, just one single highway, that takes you past exploding geysers, glaciers the size of cities, waterfalls that make Niagara look tiny, and beaches where icebergs wash up like diamonds on black sand? I'm going to show you exactly how to drive Iceland's Ring Road, including the hidden stops that 90% of tourists completely miss. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete day-by-day itinerary that you can actually use. Let's go. I'm standing here in Reykjavik about to embark on what many call the greatest road trip on Earth. The Ring Road, or Route 1 as locals call it, is 828 miles of pure, concentrated natural wonder. It completely circles Iceland, and unlike other famous road trips, you can't take a wrong turn. There's literally one road. But here's what makes this different from every other road trip guide you've watched. I spent 2 weeks driving this route in both summer and winter, and I'm going to show you the real story, the timing that actually works, the weather you need to prepare for, and yes, those secret spots that don't show up in the guidebooks. We're going to break this into a 7-day itinerary, though you could stretch it to 10 or compress it to 5 depending on your pace. I'll give you the exact distances, driving times, and what time of day to hit each location for the best light and smallest crowds. Day 1. Most people make a critical mistake here. They try to leave Reykjavik at 10 a.m. after a leisurely breakfast. Don't do that. Leave at 7 a.m. Trust me on this. The early start means you'll beat the tour buses to every single stop today. The drive from Reykjavik to Vik is only 110 miles, but it's going to take you all day because you're going to stop approximately a dozen times, and your jaw is going to be on the floor for most of it. Your first stop is Seljalandsfoss, and this is where Iceland says welcome in the most dramatic way possible. This 200-foot waterfall has a path that goes completely behind it. Yes, behind a waterfall. Here's the insider tip: bring a rain jacket, you will get soaked. And I mean completely drenched. But it's worth it because the view from behind, looking out through the curtain of water, that's your first pinch me moment. Best time to visit, before 9 a.m. or after 7 p.m. in summer. The tour buses roll in around 10 and it gets crowded. There's a lesser-known waterfall called Glacier just a 5-minute walk away. It's hidden in a canyon and almost nobody goes there. Don't skip it. 20 minutes down the road is Skógafoss, and if Seljalandsfoss was impressive, this one is absolutely thunderous. It's 200 feet tall and 80 feet wide, and the mist creates permanent rainbows on sunny days. Here's what you need to do: climb the 527 steps on the right side. Yes, I counted. Your legs will burn, but the view from the top is insane. You can see the entire coastline and the waterfall from above. This is also the starting point for the Fimmvörðuháls hiking trail if you're into multi-day treks. Pro tip: there's a campsite right at the base if you want to fall asleep to the sound of crashing water. Now, this next stop is controversial, but I'm including it because it's photogenic as hell. In 1973, a US Navy plane ran out of fuel and crash-landed on the black sand beach. Everyone survived, and the wreck is still there. You'll park at the turnoff, look for the gravel lot around kilometer 218, and it's a 4-kilometer walk round trip across black sand. They closed the road to vehicles because tourists were destroying the fragile ecosystem. Is it worth the hour-long walk? If you're into photography or you want that post-apocalyptic Instagram shot, yes. If you're short on time, skip it and keep driving. There's no wrong answer here. Dirholy is this dramatic peninsula with a lighthouse perched on top, and from here you get 360-degree views of the coastline. The rock arch jutting out of the ocean is massive, big enough for boats to sail through. But here's the real reason you're stopping: puffins. From May to August, thousands of puffins nest on these cliffs. They're these tiny, ridiculous-looking birds with orange beaks, and they're surprisingly chill if you approach slowly and quietly. The peninsula sometimes closes during nesting season in early summer, so check before you drive up. And now, the grand finale of Day 1, Reynisfjara. This is the most famous black sand beach in Iceland, and for good reason. The sand is jet black, made from volcanic rock. The basalt columns look like they were carved by giants. And those rock formations in the ocean, Reynisfjara, Local legend says they're trolls that got caught in the sunlight and turned to stone. But listen carefully, this beach is dangerous. The waves here are called sneaker waves. They're unpredictable and powerful. Tourists have died here by getting too close. Stay well back from the water, and never turn your back on the ocean. I'm serious about this. Spend 30 minutes here, take your photos, and respect the power of the Atlantic. End your day in Vik, Iceland's southernmost village. It's tiny, population 300, but it has restaurants, gas stations, and accommodations. You're going to want a hot meal and a warm bed because tomorrow, we're heading into glacier country. Day 1 distance, 110 miles. Driving time, 2.5 hours. Actual time with stops, 8 to 10 hours. Day 2 is all about glaciers and ice. You're driving from Vik to Hafn, that's 160 miles. And along the way, you're going to see Vatnajökull, Europe's largest glacier. It covers 8% of Iceland's entire landmass. Fill up with gas in Vik. The next station is over 40 miles away, and you don't want to take chances out here. First stop, Fjords Canyon. Try saying that 3 times fast. This canyon is 1.2 miles long and up to 330 feet deep, with a river snaking through the bottom. The walls are covered in bright green moss, and the whole thing looks like something from Middle-earth. There's a walking path along the rim that takes about 45 minutes round trip. They had to close it for a while because of overtourism. Justin Bieber filmed a music video here and it got absolutely mobbed. But it's open now with protective measures. Turn off Route 1, at Road 206, drive about 3 miles. Worth it. Skógafoss is inside Vatnajökull National Park, and it's your base for glacier hikes, ice climbing, and some incredible waterfalls. The most famous is Svartafoss, the black waterfall, surrounded by hexagonal basalt columns that look like organ pipes. The hike to Svartafoss is 3.7 miles round trip, about 90 minutes total. It's uphill on the way there but not too strenuous. The basalt formations here actually inspired the design of Reykjavik's Hallgrímskirkja church. If you want to do a glacier hike, and you should, book in advance with a tour company. You cannot walk on glaciers without a guide. It's illegal and extremely dangerous. Tours range from 3 hours to full-day ice climbing adventures. And now, the crown jewel, Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon. This is where massive chunks of ice break off from Breiðamerkurgil Glacier and float in this ethereal blue lagoon before drifting out to sea. The icebergs are constantly moving, constantly changing. Some are white, some are electric blue from compressed ice that's thousands of years old, some have black stripes from volcanic ash. Seals swim between them. You can take a boat tour, either a zodiac that gets you close to the ice, or an amphibious boat that's bigger and more stable. Tours are about $80 and worth every penny. You can also just walk around the lagoon. There's no bad view here. Best light, golden hour. Sunrise or sunset. The ice glows. Right across the road from Jökulsárlón is Diamond Beach, and the name is literal. The icebergs that float out of the lagoon wash up on this black sand beach, and they look like giant diamonds scattered across obsidian. The contrast is unreal. Transparent ice against black sand. Waves crashing around thousand-year-old ice. This is one of the most photographed spots in Iceland, and you'll understand why immediately. Spend at least 30 minutes here. Walk the beach. Find your favorite iceberg. Just watch the waves. Remember, sneaker waves are a thing. And day 2 in Hafn, a fishing village famous for one thing, langustin. Icelandic lobster. You haven't lived until you've had fresh langustin here. Hit up Pakkhús restaurant or Hummerhafnen. Day 2 distance, 160 miles. Driving time, 3 hours. Actual time with stops, 8 to 10 hours. Day 3 is your longest driving day, 190 miles, but it's also one of the most spectacular. You're heading through the East Fjords, a region most tourists rush through, which is insane because it's absolutely stunning. This is where Iceland feels remote. Like really remote. About 10 miles from Hafn, turn off for Stocksons. There's a small entrance fee, like $8, because you're driving through private land, but what you get is access to Vestrahorn, one of Iceland's most photogenic mountains. The peaks are jagged and dramatic, there's a black sand beach, grass-covered dunes, and this little Viking film set village they built for a movie. It's ridiculously scenic. Best time, sunrise. The light on those mountains at dawn is chef's kiss. The East Fjords are where the Ring Road gets twisty. You're hugging coastlines, driving through tunnels carved into mountains, passing villages with populations of like 50 people. This stretch takes time. Not because of distance, but because the roads wind around every fjord. You can't speed through here, and you shouldn't want to. Every turn reveals another postcard view. Stop in Jökulsárlón, a village of 400 people with colorful houses and a harbor. Stop in Skógafoss, which has a French heritage museum because French fishermen used to work here. Stop wherever looks interesting. This is slow travel at its finest. Here's a weird one. In the village of Snæfellsnes, there's a house filled with thousands upon thousands of rocks and minerals collected by one woman over her lifetime. It's called Petra's Stone Collection, and it's wonderfully eccentric. Is it essential? No. Is it charming and uniquely Icelandic? Absolutely. 5-minute stop if you're curious. Jökulsárlón is the largest town in East Iceland, population 2,500, so it has everything you need. Hotels, restaurants, supermarkets. It's your base for exploring nearby attractions tomorrow. Day 3 distance, 190 miles. Driving time, 4.5 hours. Actual time with stops, 7 to 9 hours. Day 4, you've got a choice. You can make some detours from Jökulsárlón to see waterfalls and forests, or you can head straight to Mývatn. I'm showing you the detours because they're incredible. Jökulsárlón is Iceland's third highest waterfall at 420 feet, and what makes it special are the red clay stripes in the basalt rock, layers from ancient volcanic eruptions. The hike is 1.6 miles each way, about an hour round trip. Moderate difficulty. You'll also pass Seljalandsfoss, which is surrounded by basalt columns. Worth the detour if you have time. Iceland is famously treeless. Vikings cut them all down. But here in East Iceland is the country's largest forest, Hallormsstaðaskógur. It's by a lake called Lagerfjall, and yeah, there's a lake monster legend. It's peaceful, green, different from everywhere else you've been. Walk the trails, breathe in the forest air, maybe spot some reindeer if you're lucky. The drive from Jökulsárlón to Mývatn is 95 miles and takes you into Iceland's volcanic heartland. The landscape changes dramatically. Fewer mountains, more lava fields and craters. You're entering one of the most geothermally active areas on Earth. Mývatn isn't a town, it's a region around a lake of the same name. The landscape here is otherworldly. Lava formations, pseudocraters, bubbling mud pots, and geothermal areas that smell like sulfur. You'll base yourself in Reykjavik, the main settlement. Tomorrow we explore, but tonight, you're going to the Mývatn nature baths. Think Blue Lagoon but less crowded and less expensive. The Mývatn nature baths are a geothermal spa with milky blue water, and after 3 days of driving, this is exactly what you need. The water sits between 97 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit. It's rich in minerals, and the views of the lava fields are stunning. Open until midnight in summer. Day 4 distance, 95 miles from Jökulsárlón. Driving time, 2 hours. Actual time with detours and stops, 6 to 8 hours. Day 5 is packed. You're exploring the Mývatn region this morning, then heading to Akureyri, Iceland's northern capital. This is where Iceland gets weird and wonderful. Welcome to Mars. Hverir is this geothermal field where the ground literally boils. Mud pots bubble and plop, steam vents hiss, and the smell of sulfur, rotten eggs, is intense. The ground is painted in reds, oranges, and yellows from mineral deposits. It's like walking through an alien planet. Stay on the marked paths. The ground is unstable and the boiling mud can cause serious burns. Spend 20 minutes here. It's free, it's bizarre, it's unforgettable. Dimmuborgir means dark castles, and that's exactly what it looks like. These lava formations created weird pillars, caves, and arches when a lava lake drained 2,000 years ago. There are walking trails ranging from 15 minutes to an hour. The formations are dramatic and perfect for photography. In Icelandic folklore, this is where the Yule lads, Christmas trolls, live. It's eerie and beautiful. Here's a Game of Thrones pilgrimage for you. Grýtugtagja is a small lava cave with a geothermal spring inside, stunning blue water. This is where Jon Snow and Ygritte had their cave scene. You used to be able to swim here, but volcanic activity made the water too hot and unstable. Now you can only look. Still worth a 5-minute stop for the electric blue water. On your way to Akureyri, stop at Skógafoss, the waterfall of the gods. It's about 40 feet high and 100 feet wide, horseshoe-shaped and powerful. The name comes from the year 1000 AD when Iceland adopted Christianity. The local chieftain supposedly threw his pagan god statues into this waterfall. There are viewing platforms on both sides. Go to both. 5-minute stop, maximum impact. Akureyri is Iceland's second largest city with 20,000 people. After days of tiny villages, this feels like a metropolis. It's got great restaurants, coffee shops, botanical gardens, and even a ski resort nearby. Walk around the harbor, check out the iconic church perched on the hill, grab dinner somewhere nice. This is your last taste of city life before heading back into the wilderness. Day 5 distance, 65 miles from Mývatn to Akureyri. Total day, 7 to 9 hours with all stops. Day 6, you're leaving the volcanic landscapes behind and heading into the remote northwest. This is 140 miles of rural Iceland, farming country, and one very special stop. Hverir is a 50-foot basalt rock formation rising out of the ocean that looks like a dragon drinking water. Or a dinosaur. Or an elephant. Depends who you ask. Legend says it's a troll caught by the sunrise. Birds nest all over it, and their droppings give it a white streaked appearance. Turn off Route 1 onto Route 711, it's gravel but manageable. Drive 18 miles to the coast. You can walk down to the black sand beach and get right next to it at low tide. Absolutely surreal. The Vatnsnes Peninsula is one of the best places in Iceland to see seals. Harbor seals and gray seals hang out on the rocks, completely unbothered by visitors. Drive slowly, bring binoculars or a zoom lens, and keep your distance. They're wild animals. But they're also adorable and surprisingly chill. Best spot, Osar, near the beach at Hindisvik. Stay in Hvamstangi or nearby. It's a tiny village, but it's perfectly positioned for tomorrow's adventure, the Snæfellsnes Peninsula. Day 6 distance, 140 miles. Driving time, 2.5 hours. Actual time with stops, 5 to 7 hours. Kirkjufell is Iceland's most photographed mountain. It's this perfect cone shape next to a 3-tiered waterfall, and it showed up in Game of Thrones as the Arrowhead Mountain. The classic shot is from across the stream with the waterfall in the foreground. Get there at sunrise or sunset for the best light. It's touristy because it's stunning. Jökulsárlón is a black pebble beach with the rusted remains of a British trawler that wrecked here in 1948. The beach is surrounded by lava rock formations with epic names like the Black Church. There are 4 lifting stones that fishermen used to test their strength. The heaviest is 341 pounds. Give it a try if you dare. Arnarstapi and Helmar are 2 tiny villages connected by a stunning 1.5-mile coastal cliff walk. The rock formations here are insane: natural arches, sea stacks, and massive basalt columns. Seabirds nest on every available ledge. The most famous formation is Jökulsárlón, a stone arch that frames the ocean perfectly. Snæfellsnes is a glacier-capped volcano that dominates the peninsula. It's famous because Jules Verne used it as the entrance to the center of the earth in his novel. You can drive around the base through the national park. In summer, you can hike up or take a super jeep tour to the summit. The views are unreal. On the southern coast of the peninsula is Itinerary, the friendliest seal beach in Iceland. Seals hang out here year-round, especially in June and July when pups are born. It's a golden sand beach, rare in Iceland, and the seals are incredibly relaxed. Keep 50 feet distance minimum, don't chase them, and enjoy the show. From Snæfellsnes, it's 110 miles back to Reykjavik. You've just driven the entire ring road, plus one incredible peninsula. You've seen waterfalls powerful enough to feel in your chest. You've stood on beaches where icebergs wash up. You've soaked in geothermal pools, walked on glaciers, watched puffins and seals. You've driven through lava fields and past volcanoes. The ring road isn't just a drive, it's a journey through the formation of Earth itself. Before I let you go, here are the essentials you need to know. When to go. Summer, June-August, gives you 20 plus hours of daylight. All roads are open, and it's warmest, but it's also most expensive and crowded. Shoulder seasons, May and September, offer fewer crowds, decent weather, and lower prices. Winter, November-March, has northern lights potential and dramatic storms, but dangerous roads, short days, and many sites are closed. Renting a car. You don't need a 4x4 for the ring road in summer. A regular car works fine. In winter, get a 4x4 with studded tires, mandatory. Rental insurance is expensive but necessary. Roads can be brutal. Get gravel protection and sand and ash protection. Book weeks in advance in summer. Prices skyrocket. Budget. Budget option, $100 to $150 per day. Camping, grocery store food, budget car. Mid-range $250 to $350 per day. Ghost houses, mix of restaurants and groceries, decent car. Luxury $500 plus per day. Hotels, all restaurants, nice car, tours. Gas is expensive. Budget $200 to $300 for the full ring road. What to pack? Layers. Seriously, layers. The weather changes every 20 minutes. Waterproof jacket and pants are non-negotiable. Good hiking boots. Swimsuit for hot springs. Sunglasses, the light is intense. Camera with extra batteries, cold drains them fast. Reusable water bottle, tap water is pristine. Accommodation. Book everything in advance, especially in summer. Options include hotels, guest houses, farm stays, hostels, and campsites. Many guest houses have shared bathrooms and kitchens to save money. Wild camping is illegal. Use designated campsites. Food. Groceries are expensive but way cheaper than restaurants. Stock up at Bonus, the discount supermarket with the pink pig logo. Gas station hot dogs are a legit meal option and surprisingly good. Lamb soup is the national comfort food. Try skyr, Icelandic yogurt that's actually cheese. Driving tips. Speed limits, 90 km per hour on paved roads, about 55 miles per hour, 80 km per hour on gravel. Sheep roam freely. They will walk into the road. Single-lane bridges everywhere. Whoever's closest goes first. Check road conditions daily at road.is. Check weather at en.vedur.is. In winter, if conditions are bad, don't drive. Seriously. Northern Lights. Visible September to March when it's dark enough. You need clear skies, low light pollution, and solar activity. Check the aurora forecast. Be patient, you might need multiple nights. They don't look like the photos until you use long exposure on your camera. Respect the environment. Stay on marked paths. The moss takes decades to grow back if you step on it. Don't go behind barriers. They're there for your safety and to protect nature. Pack out all trash. Don't take rocks or sand as souvenirs. Don't fly drones near wildlife or people without permission. Phone and internet. Most goose houses and cafes have Wi-Fi. Buy a local SIM card at the airport or any store. Simin and Nova are the main carriers. Data is reasonably priced and coverage is good on the ring road. So there you have it. The complete ring road itinerary. In 7 days, you'll drive 828 miles through some of the most dramatic landscapes on Earth. But here's what I want you to remember. Iceland isn't about checking boxes. It's not about hitting every single waterfall or getting that perfect Instagram shot. It's about standing in front of a glacier and feeling small. It's about the moments when you pull over because the light on the mountains is too beautiful to drive past. It's about the silence of the highlands and the thunder of the waterfalls. The The Ring Road will change how you see the world. It changed me. If you found this guide helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more epic road trip itineraries. Drop a comment below with your Iceland questions. I read every single one. And when you're standing on that black sand beach with ice chunks washing up around your feet, send me a photo. I want to see your adventure. Now go plan your trip. Iceland is waiting.